Have you ever found yourself awake at like 4 a.m, the sun's just starting to come in the window, and you think, you know what, tomorrow is the day. Tomorrow's gonna be my day. I'm gonna wake up early, gonna go for a run, gonna eat better, gonna move the pile of clothes that have been sat on the chair for 2 weeks. So you go to sleep, you wake up the next day, and you start a to-do list. You take out some nice stationery, your best pens, and you write this list. You break it into different sections, you highlight the headings one color, and you break them off, and what you're left with is a very aesthetically pleasing to-do list. And maybe you adhere to every item on this list. Maybe you do everything that you set out to do, but the problem is, what about in 4 days' time? Maybe eventually you find yourself not wanting to write the to-do list in the morning, it's too much effort, and eventually you settle on a digital system. I mean, digital's the future, right? I mean, digital has some great features. The fact you can sync your to-do list to multiple platforms, all these different organizational options, notifications so that it beeps when you need to clean your chair. It's a bunch of cool stuff. But it has its disadvantages too. A lot of the premium features are premium. They're behind subscription services. Maybe you're one of these many people trying to not use their phone a lot. Maybe your phone just died. And maybe your phone's like got a work account on it and you want to keep work and social stuff separate. And let's face it, we've all tried digital systems, and eventually at 2 p.m. every day we just snooze the reminder telling us to sort our laundry that has been on the phone for 36 days. So why does this happen? Are we just terrible at doing stuff? I mean, probably not. The ancient Sumerians and Egyptians used written to-do lists all the time for like projects, either writing on papyrus or I'm presuming wax. I doubt they were like carving it in with a chisel. Maybe we are just inherently bad at doing things, but I don't think that's the case. Creating a to-do list that's beautiful and elegant, it's rewarding in one way because you have this big task done, but that big task has cost you spoons. So what do I mean by spoons? Christine Miserandino came up with the term spoon theory to describe living with lupus and how that affects her ability to do day-to-day tasks, and it's since been adopted quite widely in a bunch of different communities and those with certain conditions and what have you. But I think it applies here well because, well, okay, let me describe spoon theory. So spoon theory dictates that at the start of the day you have a certain amount of spoons that you can hold in your hand. Some days you can hold more spoons than other, and some days you could only hold a few. And each task uses a spoon, and some tasks might require 2 spoons. And it's all a big metaphor for energy. And if you're using a lot of your energy in the morning, where for some of us it's like most critical to save energy in the morning if you're not a morning person. If you're using all that energy to write this beautiful, aesthetically pleasing, Instagrammable to-do list, that's a good chunk of your energy gone that you then cannot use to do items on said list. So what's the solution? This. Not this specific jotter pad, just a little plain notepad in general. This little jotter pad lives on my desk, and at the start of every day I write down what I have to do. I don't really have an order, and there's no hierarchy of items, although I do tend to start with make bed and brush teeth. And most of the time they're done by the time I'm writing this list, so I get to cross them off. I get 2 things done right after doing my list. And that little dopamine hit keeps my, I'm trying to think of a funny analogy, like a funny animal. Badger. Keeps my badger brain happy. And when a task is done, I scribble it. I don't put a neat little tick, I just take a pen and just either cross it, or if it's a big task and I'm glad to have done, I might scribble it out a bit more. That's as close to a system as there really is. And at the end of the day, if there's tasks I didn't do, I just flip the page and they go in tomorrow's list. And it's simple. That's the key thing. The whole, the success of your to-do list, and I don't mean the success of like today's do list or tomorrow's, I mean your day-to-day ability to adhere to this to-do list, is based on consistency. And I think the key to maintaining that consistency is simplicity. Keep it in somewhere where it's in plain view, because when you come to cross off an item, you can also see what you have left to do, which you don't really have with a lot of digital to-do lists, particularly those that give you a reminder. At 2 p.m. when you're told sort laundry, that's all you're told. You're not told that at 3 p.m. you also have to pick up your kids from daycare. I do a lot of tutoring sessions, one-on-one, very specific dates, very specific dates and specific times. So for those, I actually use Google Calendar, just so I can be like, new event, tutor John Doe, 3 p.m. Tuesday the 72nd of April, you know? But then come the 72nd of April, I couldn't have picked a real date. That gets written down on the list because I wake up, see on my phone, oh, I have to tutor John. Goes on the list. Now, this isn't a new idea. Bullet journals have been really increasing in popularity. Particularly at the moment, their whole thing seems to be aesthetic. If every day you're able to create these wonderful artistic pages, go for it. But consistency is key. And simplicity is the key to consistency when you're starting out. Actually, writing down the task, you might not even need to check the list again. Just writing a task down can help you memorize it because you are connecting concept with motion. No disrespect to digital systems. I used TickTick and Google Calendar exclusively, and this is just the system that I have found works for me. So if I had to package this up as like a plan with step, it would be step 1, get yourself a little jotter pad or notebook. When you wake up, when you're having your coffee, write down everything you think you need to do today. And then, once you have a task done, you cross it off. That's it. So, with a little bit of effort and some simplicity, you can meet the consistency and maybe you can get stuff done. Cheers. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe. I've been trying to make a video every week of 2023, and so far I've been succeeding. So, fair warning, if you do subscribe, there'll be a lot of varied content. Playing some photography stuff, some music stuff further down the line. Not all of it is kind of deep dives into why humans are bad at things. So, cheers.